For those that don't know, the Supreme Court ruled Monday for the Trump administration and agreed U.S. immigration agents may stop and detain anyone they suspect in the U.S. illegally based on little more than working at a gas station, at a restaurant, at a car wash, speaking Spanish, or having brown skin. That is all they need. If you speak Spanish or have brown skin, you are in danger. My family's in danger. And we have to step up. We have to be the change. We have to spread the word. Make sure to keep your family as safe as you can. Let them be informed. And that's the best that we can do.
And I do hope that all you Latinos for Trump never have a day of peace now that the Supreme Court has made it legal for ICE to stop you based on your race. Because some of you are darker than me. Some of you look more paisa than me. And I hope you get stopped. And I hope you get frisked. I hope that in some cases, some people have shown their IDs, their real IDs and stuff like that. And the ICE officers just say that this is fake. And they apprehend them anyways. I hope that happens to every last one of you. I hate you.
Latinos for Trump, it is time to embrace the consequences of your actions. I've always been a firm believer of fighting fire with fire. If somebody goes low, I'll go lower. Now, with that being said, I know for a fact that most Latinos for Trump have undocumented family members, whether that be their parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, etc. So if you know of a Latino who voted for Trump, I urge you to call this number and report said family members. It's time that these Latinos for Trump get a taste of their own medicine and a taste of poetic justice. Now, I know what you may be thinking, Angel, this is extreme, and I agree. But extreme problems call for extreme solutions. And unfortunately, many innocent people are going to be affected by this, but you can't be that innocent if you raised a Latino for Trump. And before all of the Latinos for Trump come at me all angry, this is what you wanted. This is what you voted for. You should be happy. Let me see that smile.
I got deported because I voted for Donald Trump. Now everybody's getting deported because they voted for Donald Trump. Yes, they're getting deported, but they all voted for Donald Trump.
All right, black women, this still ain't our fight. This is not our fight, because we told them. Okay? Remember, Latinos for Trump.
Hey guys, welcome back again to the YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I came across this on my FYP. A lot of Latinos are actually now crashing out, okay, after hearing the Supreme Court ruling. Okay, these are people who legit came out and voted for this, like this, and now they are the ones also crying out because they are getting affected. Okay, before now, anything about this shouldn't have happened, okay, but somehow it's now affecting everybody. And some people say, I wonder why any POC we ever think about voting for this in the first place. But you guys, at last, they actually voted for their deportation. Okay, somehow people need to now walk around carrying their, I'm a citizen card around the streets and everywhere. This is actually not funny. This is a serious issue because it's something that shouldn't have happened in the first place. Okay, like ICE has right now to stop anybody on the road, go into any place and ask questions, and you have to just prove that you're legally staying in the country. Well, let's take a look at some of the clips I gathered for you guys, then I'll come back with the commentary. Credit to our creators on this video. Let's go watch.
Mexicans and Black people haven't really always had the best relationship, and now I know why. It was a survival tactic because they wanted to be treated as people, and the closer the proximity to whiteness, the closer the proximity to a human being, essentially, to being treated as if they were human. In the Jim Crow era, Mexicans were segregated too. Schools, housing, restaurants. Mexican Americans weren't considered white, but they weren't legally Black either. And that gray area, it kind of gave them an opportunity to wedge themselves in there, and that's what they did. In 1897, the Texas court ruled that Mexicans were white by law, meaning they could avoid Black-only spaces and access certain rights that Black people were denied. That meant no sitting at the back of the bus, no colored-only schools. Instead, Mexicans got their own segregated schools that were better funded. And in court cases, they'd argue, we're white, we're just Spanish-speaking, to avoid harsher sentencing. But it wasn't about fairness. None of this was about fairness for them. It was about protection. They wanted to protect themselves. They wanted to protect their people. In a country built on racism, being one step above Black meant survival. Some Mexican Americans leaned into that. A little too much if you ask me. And then we have the others that fought alongside Black people. especially during the civil rights movement. This history isn't about blame, but I never promised that I would sugarcoat anything. This is about understanding how white supremacy pits people against each other. And honestly, we're still letting that system divide us today. I get it. I do. I'm a Black woman. I'm part of that 92%. I am. I see what's happening. I see what's happened. I feel the hurt. I do. I feel the pain. I feel the betrayal. I feel all of it. I'm not comfortable playing into the trap of white supremacy. I can't let myself do that.
So the Supreme Court has now said that Latinos can be rounded up. We can get the shit beat out of us, even if we're U.S. citizens, legal permanent residents, or we're here legally on a work visa or student visa. We're just an open game on us. Brett Kavanaugh has said that you can beat the shit out of a Latino, and he doesn't give a shit, because for him that's okay. But don't take that into consideration. Don't take our race into consideration for college admission. No. Oh, no, that's racist. Oh, no. Oh, so racist. So fucking racist to tell white people that they've oppressed minorities their whole fucking 3, 4, 5 generations into their country, and that they should maybe have a leg up due to that in the admissions process. But that's racist. That's racist against white people. But it's completely okay to beat the shit out of me, a U.S. citizen, somebody who served 3 tours of duty, somebody who's willing to give everything for his country, with guns pointed at his fucking face by foreign nationals. It's okay to beat the shit out of me, arrest me, harass me, treat me like shit if I'm speaking Spanish with my family, or because I look like this. That's what Brett Kavanaugh, that's what Amy fucking Airhead and all these other fucking Supreme Court justices think. This is exactly why this fucking country will never progress. Because of people like these mediocre white Supreme Court justices who think that because they went to an elite school and they have some type of ideology that now they have to force it and cram it down our fucking throats. I don't feel safe here. I don't feel safe in this country. I do not feel safe in this country. I gave 8 years of my life for this country. I worked in intelligence. I did so many things to protect America, and I don't fucking feel safe here. I don't. I feel like if I go outside and a fucking ICE officer sees my face or hears me talking Spanish with my wife, because that's what we want to do. If I want to speak fucking Mandarin with my wife, I'll do that. He can beat the shit out of me, and I can't sue the government because that's just what Brett Kavanaugh thinks. Thinks that is okay. Well, fuck Brett Kavanaugh. Fuck him and his lily white nerd sexual assault motherfucking Supreme Court justice ass thinks. Fuck that guy. I'm counting the days till I leave. And I'm in South America and I feel safe. And I cannot believe that I'm saying I'm counting the days until I go to Colombia and I feel safe. And not a target of a bunch of extremists, Nazi fucking sympathizers. And Brett Kavanaugh is a Nazi sympathizer. That's what he is. Fuck.
Yeah, them Latino for Trump folks got real. It's mute. I don't hear nothing ever since that executive order came out. Yeah. Now you thought I forgot about y'all. You thought we forgot about y'all. The Latinos for Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. Now look at y'all on hush mode. Because you realize that executive order affects you, affects your kids, affects your spouses, affects your parents, affects your friends, affects everyone around you that you've ever loved and cared about that was not born in this country. Now look at you. They're going to be able to snatch you up and lock you up based off of your accent and skin tone alone. Even if you are a white Cuban or a white Puerto Rican or a white Dominican, it don't matter. If your accent even got a little bit of a twang in it, you're cooked. Welcome to the real world, jackass.
So it is official. SCOTUS just made it possible, made it legal for ICE to detain anyone that looks Hispanic or speaks Spanish. So basically anyone who has my same skin complexion and speaks Spanish like I do. This is a direct violation of our 14th and 4th Amendment rights. We all know that the majority of these cosplay wannabe Call of Duty fucking wannabe ICE agents that Trump selected probably failed sociology class. So they don't know the difference between Puerto Ricans who are born in America, who are my skin complexion, and South Americans. So now SCOTUS has made it possible for people like myself who were born here, who served this country. And because I speak Spanish, if I decide that I want to go out with my mom one day and we decide that we want to say something in Spanish or whatever, we can be detained. This is not America. The America that we once knew disappeared 8 months ago. And the America that I once served proudly and honorably no longer exists. For any Latino or any Hispanic or anyone for that matter who is not from this country that is coming to this country to come and visit, this is not the America that used to be. Stay your ass at home. Don't give America not one more dollar. Don't come over here. Don't go and tour all of the, different historical places. Don't do it. Because it's bad enough that American citizens like myself who are Hispanic now have to watch our backs.
This video has reached the Latinos for Trump of TikTok. And in that video, it's giving a few reasons as to why Latinos might support Trump. Obviously, people might support him for lots of different reasons. I just gave 3 big reasons as to why they might do it. And now I have hundreds of Latinos for Trump telling me why they support Trump. But here's the thing, I really don't care why you support him. It doesn't matter what excuse you use to justify your support for him. Because at the end of the day, you're still supporting a man that has been openly xenophobic towards your own community. You might say, oh, I don't agree with that part. And that doesn't matter because you're still voting for him to remain in power and he believes those things. And you're also saying that xenophobia, racism, and homophobia are not deal breakers for you. You're saying that you're okay with vulnerable communities being at risk at losing their human rights simply because Trump has a few policies that might benefit you personally. If it doesn't affect you personally, what's the big deal? So you turn a blind eye to forced hysterectomies, police brutality, over 200,000 COVID deaths. Because none of those things have affected you or your family personally, so why should you care? Selfishness is putting your own personal needs above the well-being of others.
I think this is one of the reasons why it's as if a lot of people have actually turned their back on the Latino people, okay, because they overwhelmingly voted for this. A lot of them voted for this, okay. Not just Latinos, every other, POC that voted for this. And now that they have actually ruled this and they are now finding out that, we actually messed up in a way. We're not supposed to do this. And that's why you have a lot of them now crying out on the internet, okay, and now pleading for help. Like, at this point, I don't think there's any going back, okay. If the court has ruled and said they support whatever thing he's doing, I guess at this point, everybody just have to follow the lead, okay? The courts have supported him and everybody have to just agree with whatever thing that have been said, okay? I guess some people have to be working in fear right now, walking around with their, card, resident permits, passport, like, just to be on the safe side. Like, if you're going anywhere, you have to tell your family members, oh, I'm going so place. If you don't see me, maybe you should just go and look for any ICE detention camp. That might be where you'll find some people. Like, it's just so embarrassing right now. It's so painful, okay? And seeing people crashing online is actually not the best thing right now. It's also very, very painful to watch, okay? Well, guys, I have some comments. Let me just read them out. So this person said the fact that Trump received any Hispanic votes is crazy, okay? So let's take out what people said on that particular comment. Exactly 100% shame on those who voted for him. Now we are all suffering for their mistake. That wasn't a mistake, okay? According to this commenter, the Supreme Court should be careful. If the administration can be lawless, so can the citizen. This decision is disgusting, right? And people said, somebody has said, everyone is at risk. Everyone, this is beyond the pale, okay? I will never forgive the people who voted for this. I guess some of the bills that are being passed, some of the laws that are being passed are the major reason why a lot of people are like, you know what, we are not forgiving the people who directly, okay, wholesomely, okay, came out in mass and voted for this, okay, because you can't be saying that this is not what we voted for. This was actually what you voted for, because every time he said that this was what he was going to do, the greatest mass deportation of all time, and we've all seen it play out in real time. Like, people are freaking getting deported in real time in our faces, okay? People are being separated from their families. People are just facing the worst of the worst form of deportation. And some people will say, oh, Obama did it, Biden did it, Clinton did it. Why are you guys now, talking now that it's happening? I don't think it happened like this. I guess maybe we have seen a lot of videos or a lot of people talking about it, but I just keep seeing people saying that this was not how it happened, okay? And this whole deportation thing is getting crazy, you guys, right? Anyway, somebody said need term limits for justice. Scratch that. 10 limits for all government representatives. We have now the most corrupt Supreme Court in US history. We want them, when they are done with one group, they will move on to the next group, okay? The Supreme Court is making me so angry. I hope the first one stopped Latinos from now, because they voted for this, okay? Someone say US who speak Italian in the US also need to be careful. A large majority of people mistake Italian for Spanish when it's spoken. Not to mention US Southern Italians get mistaken for being Hispanic based on darker features, okay? Yes, 3 to 6, and Justice Sotomayor okay, explained on NBC last night. Okay, is this in all USA or just some states? Okay, different articles don't mention that this is a stay on an injunction. I swear I should not have to rely on TikTok for court news. Okay, anyway, somebody has said every country has immigration laws, we are just finally enforcing them. Well, someone say, I'm going to run around speaking Spanish just to waste their time. I got you all, okay? It's obvious how the Supreme Court will rule. I don't want nobody calling this country the country of the freedom, because it's clearly not if they are doing all this. So, is this only going on in California? Then if the order gets passed up to the Supreme Court and they pass it, it's nationwide. Someone educate me, please. Okay, border officers have always been allowed to profile. Border law is different. Okay, the social contract is broken. Law no longer applies. Act accordingly. We know how this will turn out, and unfortunately, says are in power. All we can do is pray and hope and leave it by the day. Okay, another person say it's a horrible ruling. Okay, it wrecks of says and makes the court just as accomplished at the Congress. Okay, which means there are no longer any checks and balances, because all three branches are now complicit, which is exactly how fascism flourishes. It's a horrible ruling. Okay, the Supreme Court did not make ruling on the merits. It simply issued a short-term ruling on the immigration issue. They ruled to pause the lower court previous ruling until the act until the act can be concluded. Okay, well, another person say is called following the constitution. I heard the argument on why the court proceeded, and it should be noted that there is a chance for this to be overturned, as the court sided with Trump until they hear more argument, especially around the issue of circumstantial bias, probable cause. It is important that we know about this and use the weakness of the ruling to minimize its impact. Well, these are some comments, okay, from some persons, okay, after this video. Okay, a lot of people actually made comments, okay, talking about the whole court ruling, and it's crazy, guys. It's really crazy. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Let's talk about it. And please consider subscribing if you have not already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see. See you all on my next video. Bye, guys.